quick case study to think about so that you can kind of start thinking about this thing around cultural intelligence. How many of you know where Arnhem Land is? Arnhem Land, okay? Up. Okay. How many of you do not know where Arnhem Land is? Okay, good. Thank you, thank you. So Arnhem Land is up in the Northern Territory, okay? Out near Kakadu National Park. It's an indigenous land, right? So this is a land that's kind of given to the indigenous people. So 3 weeks ago, I was up in Arnhem Land celebrating the birthday of one of my friends. He turned 50. He had a group of us fly up there, and we set up, they set up tents for us, and we were right on the very edge of Australia, looking out onto the Arafura Sea, a very spectacular countryside, and very, very bountiful fishing grounds. Okay, for those people who are interested in fishing, which a lot of people who came up were. So there was a group of people who were from Sri Lanka. My friend was Sri Lankan. Group of people from Sri Lanka, 4 guys. They were just about to go fishing. They headed down, about to jump on the boat. They said, actually, we need to get some beers. So they drove back up to the campsite where we had actually some refrigerators. They opened the fridge. They took the beers out, filled up the eskies, and drove down to the boat, and off they went fishing. Early afternoon, another group of people, part of our party, they were a group of Australians, came back after bushwalking. They said, oh, really could do with a beer right now. They opened the fridge. And they said, what's happened to the beer? Pause. Now, I'd like you to turn to the person sitting next to you and have a 90-second conversation on, give me a cultural assessment of what happened in that incident. Okay? A cultural assessment of what occurred in that incident. 90 seconds. So, generally when you go camping, for those of us, who go camping, or those of you who've gone camping, when you take beer out of the fridge, right? When you take cold beer out of the fridge, what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? Very good, Paul. You're supposed to put more in. That's all you do, right? That's all you do. When you take cold beer out of the fridge, you just take warm beer and you replace it. That's all you need to do, so that there is always cold beer. That is a rule that happens in camping. Yes? Now, where is that written? Is that written down anywhere? No. So, what would happen if you didn't know that rule? What happens when you don't know that rule? You'll be told, you may be told, or like this group, they broke the rules, right? They got some people upset. So, they didn't know the rules. And when we talk about culture, that's what culture is. And finally, we started off this morning talking about the camping story. Remember the camping story with those guys who took the beer? So, we're back at Arnhem Land. It's there in the afternoon. I'm standing there looking outside by the sea. I'm having a beer myself this time because it's got a cold beer. And one of the guys who took the beer in the morning happened to be standing next to me. So I turned over to him and I said, would you like some feedback about something that happened this morning? Okay? So you always have to ask for permission before you give feedback. You should never give feedback to anyone without asking permission. Because otherwise you come across as being really kind of obnoxious. So I asked, would you like some feedback? He said, absolutely, man. What happened? Tell me. So I explained the situation to him. He said, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. I just didn't know. I said, I know that. So it was not your intention to do that. You just didn't know. But I said, now you do. He said, oh, thank you for letting me know. I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to apologize for doing it. I said, no problems. He was so thankful that I informed him. And in fact, one of the things that they did that evening was they prepared the meal for all of us, which was a wonderful thing to do, which is another story.